Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakahak Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in 2nd Esdras chapter 6 in the Apocrypha, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. And sown places are what? These croplands and fields that these farmers use to grow food. And we've seen that over the last couple of years in the United States, that due to adverse weather events such as mega droughts in the west and major floods in the eastern half of the country, farmers haven't been able to plant or sow a sufficient amount of crops as they would like to. So what's that going to lead to? Emptier store shelves, which is what it's about to say. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. These store shelves of these different grocery stores, such as Winn-Dixie, Rouse's, Kroger's, Publix, Walmart, whatever place you have in your area, those store shelves getting emptier and emptier due on the one hand to the sown places appearing unsown, and also the elites manipulating the supply chain, causing supply chain disruptions. And then we can't forget that these food processing plants have mysteriously been burning down and getting destroyed all across the country in the US and in other parts of the planet over the last couple of years. The elites are manufacturing food shortages, famines, to get you people desperate out here and in a chaotic state so they can bring that order out of chaos. Get you people to accept their dictates for their NW0, their GREAT, that fourth industrial revolution. And that devil Henry Kissinger had a famous quote where he said, control the oil, you control nations, but control the food, you control the people. They manufacture the food shortages, and then what? They say, look, in order for things to go back to normal, you need to accept this charagma, that C-hip implant, which is the MARKOFTHEBEAST in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 18. But this is ultimately through the will of the Most High, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, to fulfill biblical prophecy and bring about these famines as judgment for all the wickedness you people have been committing out here, especially in the United States of America. But I opened up the video with this verse to preface a clip from Yoram, Yah servant of Yahweh Shai's Instagram page, showing that we are quickly coming into these times of the full storehouses, these store shelves being suddenly found empty. And we got a little taste of it during the C-19 situation back in 2020 to 2021. You had supply chain disruptions and empty store shelves and people fighting over the last case of toilet paper and water and other things. Well, when this shit truly hits the next time, hey, it's going to be on a whole nother level. You're going to see the real animalistic, base, selfish side that these people have in them come out in full force. But the clip that the brother posted on his page is from a TikTok channel called Abishaya. So let's play this clip.
They said that this was never going to happen. For all of those unbelievers and the prophecies written in the Bible, check this shit out. This is in Illinois. Yeah, y'all wouldn't believe this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm finna hit all the little owls right quick and see what's going on. Look at this shit, bro. This shit is crazy. This is sad. Look.
And suddenly shall the full storehouses be found empty.
Look at all the little empty, 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 empty. Empty. All of this shit is empty. Look at this. Yeah. This shit is empty. This store is closing, which make it so bad, bro. Like, they literally making a food desert right here. Look at that. Look at that. They are creating a food desert. This is real time. Anybody who said that it wasn't going to happen. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Anybody who said that it wasn't going to happen. They didn't believe fat meat was greasy. Didn't believe that a famine was coming. Anybody who didn't believe it. That's crazy. This is all you might see. And this is shit people don't want. All the shit people might need. Food, meats, and shit like that. Gone. 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 Look at this shit. Gone. 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 All this shit. Gone. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro. Like, all that, look. Gone. Oh, I know. The whole world finna see. Indeed. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. This is where you would normally get your eggs and stuff from. Dairy products, yogurts, all that. Gone. Vamoosed. They want people fighting over food. Wake up, children of Israel. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up before it's too late. Keep the commandments. Shalom.
And 2023 could very well be the year that 2nd Esdras 6 verse 22 hits in full force. Apostle Tahar has deemed 2023 to be the hopeful year that all prophecies are fulfilled. And Abarat Dazad, this is the case, and these major famines and food shortages hit in 2023 to judge you wicked people out here. But hey, if things get a little bit better and 2023 isn't the year, just know that things are not going back to normal pre-C19. This is the new normal. And everything's just going to continue to get exponentially worse. And we know that through biblical prophecy, these famines, food shortages, mass death due to starvation are coming. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. And these were some of the end times prophecies that Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, told his disciples to look for, to know that they were living in the last days. And while he was speaking to his disciples in the past, as it says in Romans chapter 15, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. He was really speaking to his disciples today who are living in these times of the last days, really the last seconds of the last days before the end of this current age of the rulership of the heathen nations, chiefly of the biblical Edomites, or these so-called white people, and the second coming of Yahushua to save his elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of the nation of Israel consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners that look like these heathen nations, and to begin establishing the kingdom of heaven. But this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. What? The C19, the bird flu, Marburg, the Curious George, the MON pox, and a bunch of other pestilences that will be coming, and earthquakes in diverse places. Look at what just happened in Turkey and Syria. But as it said, and there shall be famines. And hey, as we saw from that clip, the full storehouses are beginning to be found empty. You're having adverse weather events destroying farmers' croplands, and food processing plants mysteriously burning down all across the planet. We are coming into these times. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16. I'm going to start at 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of what? Famine. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Hey, if you're not of that elect number and you just happen to escape starving to death out here, you're just going to be judged by something else. Hey, getting killed by a pestilence, getting killed in these civil wars that are going to take place, getting killed in these racial skirmishes, getting killed during a state of martial law with these troops out here gunning you down in the streets or hauling you off to a detention center to torture you to death, or getting drafted to go fight in World War III. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There's going to be so many dead people during these terrible times of Jacob's trouble. Hey, from the famines, the swords, the pestilences, these other judgments that they're just going to be like shit out here on the street. And you're going to become like that dog shit you see just all over. And people are going to become so emotionally numb to these dead bodies that they're just going to step over them without giving a second thought to them. Oh, and another thing, those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Hey, another example of the sword out here is going to be people breaking into other people's houses to try to find any type of food due to the famines, and people getting put to death by the sword, by people looking for food. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And that modern day sword, especially in the United States of America, is the gun. But hey, people are going to be using a whole host of weapons in these days of Jacob's trouble. Bats, sticks, knives, clubs, Molotov cocktails, brass knuckles, chains, you name it, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, famines, food shortages, the full storehouses suddenly being found empty, and for great tribulation, point blank period. These are the terrible times we are quickly coming into. But now I'm going to close it out with a little bit of this article from bbcnews.com titled, Vegetable Shortages Could Last for Up to a Month. Shortages of some fruit and vegetables could last for up to a month, the Environment Secretary has said. And these major famines and food shortages aren't just coming to the United States of America, but globally as well. Not only to first world countries, but to second and third world countries as well. A couple of years ago, you had David Beasley, the head of the UN World Food Program, say that in the coming years, we can expect famines of biblical proportions. Therese Coffey's comments came after Asda, Morrison's, Aldi, and Tesco placed limits on items such as tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. Speaking in the Commons, Ms. Coffey told MPs she anticipated the situation will last about another 2 to 4 weeks. Ministers were talking to retailers about how to avoid such problems in the future, she added, but there is no avoiding such problems in the future because it's all a part of biblical prophecy for, again, the full storehouses to be found empty for these famines to come. Shops and suppliers say the shortages have been caused largely by bad weather in Southern Europe and Africa. The sown places appearing unsown, adverse weather events causing farmers not to be able to plant a sufficient number of crops, in turn leading to these store shelves being found emptier and emptier, in turn leading to what? The famines, the food shortages out here. A man not having pity upon his neighbor, but spoiling their houses and destroying their houses with the force of the sword due to the lack of bread. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And hey, these famines and food shortages are for the wicked out here. But for the elect of the nation of Israel, which Abaratazah, I'm of that number. Hey, it states in the scriptures in Isaiah chapter 65, around verse 13, that my servants shall eat and drink. So again, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified by this video, and Shalom.